Hello and welcome to the Thursday show here on the Frontline Gaming Network. That's where we are. Are we? I'm checking the signal because we're only live on YouTube right now. Restream is having some issues. Twitch seems to be having some issues for us, and so we're only live on YouTube at the moment. My name is Paul Murphy, your host. I'm joined by Dustin Henshaw.
Hello, everybody.
And Adam Camilleri.
Bang, bang, finger guns. That kind of
Okay.
It is just one of those days. This is the show where we talk about the biggest and best tournaments coming up over the course of the weekend, where we're going to talk about the meta. You guys are defining it. We just chat about it. We're going to be talking about all the lists and factions you're going to see there, and the players you're going to see there, top-ranked folks in the ITC. Especially now, we're going to be focusing, a little bit more on the, who is in top contention for either winning the whole thing or winning certain faction prizes or what have you. We normally go down 2 or 3 different tournaments. It's a blast.
Yeah, this week we got a nice one coming off the back of was LGT last week or was it the week before?
It was the week before.
Chicago was last week. Yeah, coming off the back of Chicago, we got Kippers merely 100 player event in Canada. Then we have a lovely 55 player Texas event, and then a 53 player UK event. So we got 3 of the Heartland 40k nations representing 3 awesome tournaments this week.
I love that you called Canada Heartland 40k nation. I love that because it's true.
It is.
Where's the heart of the? I guess every place can't have a heartland.
It moves around.
Yeah,
it shifts. They transport it from coast to coast via truck.
Gas transport truck. Yes.
We like to do a War Games live shout out and spot as well, and they're going to be at the Brawl at the Beach. You can check them out on War Games Live if you want to see that tournament coverage that Joe does. It is amazing.
Yeah, also a bit in sadder news. The wonderful Angela Lansbury passed away this week. I believe she was 96 years of age. That's definitely a good innings for the wonderful lady herself. But we just wanted to take a moment to thank Angela. I'm pretty sure she probably passed not knowing she had been on literally dozens of podcasts in the 40k community. Literally probably never heard that she'd brought joy and memes and fun to a lot of our podcasts. So thank you very much, Angela. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, and thank you. Is certainly we mean nothing but respect for her and all the contribution she has done to the craft, and and thanks for people that tuned in and made some comments over the course of our broadcast.
Absolutely, all the respect and love, and she filled in for Paul and Adam and myself at some point or other.
Many a time. She carried. She carried. Essentially, she was the spine of the Frontline Gaming network. Like
the presence will be missed. That is
the whole backbone.
For sure.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
We're going to be talking about several events over the course of this show. It's about an hour each time. We do this live. Normally, we're on multi-platforms, but if you're listening to this after the fact, know that we do this live. Right now, you can just find us on YouTube, but you can find us anywhere, basically, where you see some live streaming happening. We have a great chat community. Some of the best folks. They're as much a part of the show as we are. You can come hang out with them, chat with us. Something you can do if you are available on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. But let's just jump in the show. The first one we're going to be talking about is the Kippers melee from, you did this to me.
You got it. Come on.
Nanamo. That's it. Nanamo.
Oh, Nanaimo.
British Columbia, Canada. 99 players, 6-round event. This is the part in the show where Dustin takes it away and lets us know what we're going to see.
Sure is. So the Imperial Super Faction, there's 3 Sisters of Battle, 5 Custodes, 2 Admech, 2 Astra Militarum, 1 Grey Knight, and 10 Imperial Knights. Space Marines, there's 2 Space Wolves, 6 Blood Angels, 2 Ultramarines, 1 Black Templar, 1 Imperial Fist, and a Death Watch. Chaos, there's 3 T-Suns, there's 5 Death Guard, 3 Demons, and 4 Renegade Knights. Heretic Astartes, they must have podiumed again. 2 Black Legion, 1 Night Lords, 2 Emperor's Children, 1 World Eaters, 2 Creations of Bile, and a Word Bearer. Xenos, there's 11 Necrons, 2 Orcs, and 8 Tau. Necrons making a pretty big jump in there. Hive Mind, there's 7 Tyranids, 2 Gene Stealer Cult, Eldari, 3 Drukhari, 1 Harlequin, 2 Assyriani, and 3 Inari, which means the faction podium is Necrons, topping it off at 11. Imperial Knights in second with 10. Chaos Space Marines right behind them in third with 9. So that's actually a nice spread for the podium. I like that.
Yeah, honorable mentions to Tau with 8 and Tuniz with 7, rounding out our top 5. Funnily enough, straight after the top 5 is Blood Angels in 6th with 6 in representation. This is a pretty nice spread. A lot of knights. I mean, totaling both, you've got 14 knight players out of 99. 6-round event, chances are you're going to have to roll into one of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, that many Imperial Knights. I mean, I think the jury's still out is what people prefer is Imperial versus Chaos Knights. Although I think
Mm.
Chaos Knights to me appear stronger, but more people seem to be going for the Imperial Knights.
I feel like the Imperial Knights are starting to take the lead in terms of preference with a lot of the players, especially around this area at the very least. They've been performing a lot more consistently, I feel. Chaos Knights have a better differential. I think we've talked about this plenty of times before, too, like
Yeah.
with team events. Chaos Knights have a much better differential in their right matchups, but the Imperial Knights just have a better matchup all around, like a better
Yeah.
consistency in terms of their points.
Like when you're winning with Renegade Knights, the foot's on the throat. Like
Oh, yeah.
they're going
Yeah.
to sleep. Like
When you
there's
when you
no
win,
Gotcha.
coming back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to your point, you said is that you're basically going to have to go through. You have to have a night plan. Where some
You do.
events you
Yeah.
could probably get by without a night plan. This is not one of those events.
No, it's
No.
definitely not. And that's the thing too with the Imperial Knights above the Chaos Knights. Their secondaries are very, very easy to get for them. I've
Mm.
played against them quite a few times, and it's literally like before they even move. Sometimes like, okay, well, I got my 9 points for my secondaries this turn, and now I can start moving. Like it's
Yeah.
ridiculous of how easy it is for them to get for some of them.
Do you
Would
think
like to.
some of the
There you go.
do you think some of the top meta list actually have the ability to hang with knights if they encounter them in round 4 and 5, which is way deeper than you probably would normally encounter them in most events we've seen?
Yeah, I do believe some of the top meta lists will have that. Tyranids definitely have the potential to do it. Demons, ironically, I've seen actually have a good play into them as well. The Imperial Knights are a little bit stronger into them than the Chaos Knights have found, but they do have play too. But I'm not even
Mm.
saying demons are top meta list, but they're kind of on the rise right now because they're newer, right? And people are kind of feeling them right now. Emperor's Children, I think they do too. So there's
Well,
definitely play with the top lists.
it's big you've pointed out the Renegade Knights. I find the biggest issues for the Renegade Knights are all other Chaos factions.
Yeah,
Demons, CSM is a huge issue for Renegade Knights. Running into Creations of Bile or Emperor's Children,
yeah.
when you've got a bunch of melee little knights, you're like, well, I get to fight you like to my advantage once, and then every other one's to your advantage.
Mhm.
It's really punitive. Whereas the Imperial Knights at least have like the kind of the shooting base back. We can just sit back. I'll use my Crusader. I'll just mortal wound dump my Crusader every turn, and hopefully it's by turn 3 that lets me play the game again. Whereas Renegade Knights kind of don't. They just got to go. But then again, I think Renegade Knights shape up a lot better against things like Harlequins, turning off their little charges here and there and everywhere, having those freaking chain cannons, man. Mwah, cherry ripe. Yeah, it's really, really good into that matchup. Well, better than Imperial Knights at least.
Great shouts there. Let's see what we got as far as like player wise and what things people are bringing.
Absolutely. One more thing I'd like to draw your attention to is just the spread of the CSM armies. I'm starting to look at this the Space Marine and CSM like together as the two kind of super factions together. There's 4 more Space Marine players than Heretic Astartes players, but the Heretic Astartes have a beautiful spread of pretty much nothing more than 2 lists, whereas 6 out of the I think 13 or 14 Space Marine players are Blood Angels. So much more of a solved kind of build there.
Of course
Mhm.
they are.
Of
Of
course,
course
yeah.
they are. All right. The wonderful Dustin Henshaw actually provided us with the 3 players whose lists we were going to pull out for this one. Of course, we are having somebody with knowledge of the scene. We lent upon him for the top players in attendance.
They
First one
reached
of
out to me,
which
so it
they
wasn't
reached
just me.
really
They reached out to me. This is how you get your lists and your tournaments on the show here, guys. You just got to reach out to us. We love doing it.
only via carrier pigeon. He accepts no other
Only
address.
only carrier pigeons.
Uh,
Like if it's not a pigeon, don't bother.
First up is Gregory Shad. He's playing Sisters of Battle, which is a Bloody Rose battalion. It's been a while since we had a Sisters list on here, mostly because from our point of view, they've been pretty much solved. It's pretty much the same archetype, and this is no exception from Gregory. He's got a single battalion. He's got a Canoness, Celestine, Morven Vile, 2 units of 5 Sisters, 10 Novitiates, a Dogmata, Repentia Superior, 3 units of Repentia, 988, 3 units of Zephyrum, 998, 2 units of 5 Retributors, and a single Rhino. That is pretty much what we have come to expect. That's pretty much exactly business as usual. It feels like for the last 6 months, but it probably hasn't been that long for Sisters. But gentlemen, what do you make of it in this meta?
I think it's great in this meta too. I love the mass repention, mass Zephyr, because to me they're the best tools in the sisters list right now. I love the novitiates too. It's a good spread of everything they need without going too heavy into any one thing that won't give any value. The repention Zephyr, they'll just give value no matter what. Repention, even fight in death, they can go in, kill something, stand on an objective, and if you can't shoot them off, you got to fight them off, and then they're going to kill you in return. It's a great way to play the list.
This is definitely sisters dot list. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what's up. I mean, which is no shame in that. It
No.
works. It's going to give you consistent results. I've heard some players complain, you know, their secondary game just isn't what we expect it to be or whatever. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like you got all the tools and all the tricks. I think they just kind of have fallen slightly out of fashion, and their strength has certainly not been diminished.
Well, it's exactly right. The strength has stayed the same. They haven't gotten nerfed in any way. It's just the fact that they're playing exactly the same list for too long that I think is what's got them on the decline. Everyone knows how to play against him. Everyone's got 20, 30 reps playing against the exact same archetype. And so when you know everything your opponent can do, the wins, if you're still getting them, just get smaller. Just get smaller. And
That's it. Yeah, you're not able to surprise folks. Like when you put, you're not going to you're not going to get that fight on death off. For the first time unexpectedly, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly right. So jumping down to the next one, we have Mr. Scott Darbison. He's from the VC Thundercats, which I thought was such a cool name that I don't usually put the team names up, but Thundercats.
And great show.
Exactly right. I'm here for it. VC is what? Vancouver Thundercats? VC? I don't know.
I don't know. I'll say sure.
Maybe he's the vice
Vancouver
captain.
has to be.
He is the vice captain.
He's playing Imperial Knights. This is a free blade lance. It's got a super heavy attachment. It's got a freaking Castellan in it, boys. And then it goes on to have a Gallant, single Helverin, 3 Warglaves, and 2, I believe if I remember right, Lightning Lock Moiraxes. So shooting wise, Castellan, 1 Helverin, 2 Moiraxes. Punchy is 1 Gallant backed up by 3 Warglaves. But the freaking Castellan, what? Why? Huh? Let's go.
Really? This whole list is confusing me. I'm like, really? Morax? Do they go in Imperial Knights? I thought that was just a chaos thing.
Does anybody know what the Castellan? I don't know how you actually say it properly. What its buff would be for honoring? What buff does it even give a buff?
No, it doesn't. So none of the Dominuses give buffs.
Oh, none of the big
abilities. It's literally just there to bring the heat, to bring the pain.
It's just there for all the millions
and
of
to
guns
absorb. It will be like, I guess I'm shooting at that thing.
Exactly. Have to. I think I've got 28 wounds now, and they've got a 2-up armor save base. I believe this one has Iron Bulwark as well, which of course you're going to give it because it's just value all the time. This one is, I believe, it's a Mechanicum, so this can be, even though it's a free blade lance, if you list them as the Mechanicus house and you take an associated trait, this can have the mortal wound strat used upon it, so that can technically do 42 mortal wounds from like just the volcano lance if you roll all 6s to wound, and it gets all converted into mortal wounds, and then you roll 6s on all of those. So this thing can absolutely decimate you. Its plasma gun's called a plasma decimator. This thing could absolutely smash the crap out of you if you are caught napping or unprepared. This is literally just like you must be this tall to go on this ride. You must have this much anti-tank to beat this army, because if you don't kill the Castellan in like probably by turn 3 and you're not on a super dense table, like you have to play the table to play the be in the open, this thing's just going to kill everything. But it's a hellacious amount of points.
Man, sometimes it works though. So why not? And it looks like he's in good company with all those other night players around there. So that's
the meta there, right?
That's
he's ready to fight those other knights.
That's it. Yeah. I got 13 other boys who just became prey because my Castellan is gonna
see. That's what I'm saying. When you're going into that, and when you recognize that, you bring something that is going to throw everybody else for a loop, and this might be it.
Well, considering that just the Volcano Lance can one-shot another knight, and then he's got the Decimator, all the other guns can probably take out a little knight, if not maybe 1.5 or 2 little knights. Like, this thing is just an anti-knight nightmare. I can't say when I say
he did the thing and he did the other thing.
He did the thing and the thing.
He's unstoppable.
It's nice to see a Gallant as well. We haven't seen a Gallant in quite some time, and a lot of the times you might not see the list as being this way, but this is a mortal wound dump list, because in one turn can get that Gallant lined up to run straight into your guns and explode, and then chuck all the CP on the Castellan, and all of a sudden you thought you had saves, and you get none of that save. Surprisingly, really dangerous into demons because they have very little to say about this stuff doing damage to them. Unless you're wound capped, unless you're -1 to hit from your warp storm table, the mortal wounds from knights just do damage.
Good point on that. Demons are going to throw people for a loop, I think, for a while. As soon as people get that list figured out,
Mm.
demons are creeping up, just like Emperor's Children are creeping up. That's the way I was. I
Yep.
thought we'd
Yep.
actually see more in this event, but let's talk about the next list we've got.
This one is super spicy. I'm so happy we brought this one. This is Gary Sacco. Or Sacco, not quite sure how to pronounce it, but he's playing Black freaking Templars. He's got a single Vanguard, just one Vanguard for his whole list. I love it. He's got Helbrecht, 5 Infiltrators, and Apothecary, a unit of 5, and a unit of 3 freaking Assault Centurions. Oh boy, let's go. He's got a Judicia, 4 Servitors, 5 Vanguard Veterans, 2 single Land Speeder Tornadoes, 5 Centurion Devastators. We're up to 13 Centurion chassis, and then 3 Eradicators to back it all up. This list is hilarious, and I love it.
I want to give a quick shout out to the chat here. Is it Nicholas James, who is apparently going and also tried to help me out with the pronunciation of the city name, Nanaimo. I think I spent like 10 times messing that up, but thank you very much. Says bringing his anti-tank to the night meta and feels like he's very well positioned. And we love to see that, like players that are coming to the events, hanging, in the chat. Post your list if you're feeling so confident. That would be absolutely awesome. So other people can see it as well. We'll see Victory Lost in the chat. Nurgle Matt in the chat. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, Kelsey. Dorian, some names. I mentioned we got that great chat community, and found us on YouTube. I'm sorry we're not everywhere. We can be if you're listening to us after the fact, but come hang out with us. It's amazing.
I love this list. I'm not sure if it's good. It's probably not. I love it to death anyway. I don't care. I'm here for it. This thing is amazing. And funnily enough, although your Centurions don't get that much faster, like they don't get advance and charge, or they're not able to infiltrate like if you're Raven Guard or Wild Scars, the push gives them a pseudo advance. And plus, seeing as you advance with a reroll, or if you was to have Grimoldus who advance D3 plus 3, you can make them fast to get into position to do damage, not fast to get to the fight, but fast to get into position.
What I've seen with all these types of lists that include the Centurions is that they operate almost like waves. It's like I have my first wave, and then these are the cleanup. It's like you don't necessarily need them to be fast because they are by design of most people's strategy the second slower punch.
I'm also actually a big fan of these guys in Black Templars because you have all the Relic Bearer stuff to upgrade the Sergeants. Like you could have a 4 wound hitting on 2's Assault Centurion Sergeant that is -1 damage or ignores AP 1 and 2 with his 2-up freaking Armor Contempt Toughness 5 body. Like you can actually make them like kind of annoying to deal with. And then if you find yourself in an infantry matchup, like you got a hellacious amount of bolters and flamers. Like this seems like something that demons would not want to fight, but then again, like Be'lakor or the Bloodthirster just make it to one of the 5s and they're just all dead. But so it's a bit of give and take there. But I kind of love this list. I don't think it's amazing.
If people don't know, you're a Black Templar player.
I am.
So
they're my boys.
So is there something about this, like the combination or the thing? I mean, anything that you haven't already mentioned just now that is making you like thinking, oh, I didn't really think about that.
I forgot Assault Centurions really existed for a while. Like I actually just forgot, and then I just realized, oh well, they still exist, and Relic Bearers still exist, and Armor Contempt is a thing. So like one unit of like 5 of these guys that's tooled up to the 9s. Firstly, you've got a sergeant in that unit. If he's got all the buffs, if he's got Champion of the Feast for all the extra stat increases and all those stuff. Hell, Mastercraft. If you're going to go all the way, Mastercraft is drills for the extra damage. Also, you got 4 damage punches hitting on 2s. You could do some crazy stuff with Centurions in Templars. So Gary's all over it, I reckon.
And the Infiltrators, this is one of those things. There's been forever, folks have been like, no, Incursors are where it's at. I'm taking the Incursors. I'm always taking the Incursors. And it's like always been slightly bit better. But the Infiltrators have the ability to block out folks from coming in within 12 inches of you. Well, guess what? It's creeping into the meta now. Demons, things that can get closer than 9 inches or whatever. So.
Well, not only that, GSC's having a little bit of a resurgence right now. They love to do that stuff, even though the archetypes.
Are they?
No, but the other one is Emperor. Everyone's forgotten about Emperor's freaking children in Honor the Prince. people are starting to get Empress Children is on the rise. People are starting to get caught out by that one. It's another reason to put the Infiltrators back in.
Yeah. Okay. So the Infiltrators block Iron of the Prince too. This is
Well,
news.
you can deep strike from reserve very effectively with.
And then
deep
get your
strike
6
charge,
or whatever.
and exactly right, and get your charge from reserve or from outflank. So
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
100%.
Okay,
It's
I
a good way
got
of
see.
blocking
Yeah,
that out.
I'm tracking. That is a great point. And people don't forget Infiltrators are in there if you're a Space Marine player. So now this is part of the show. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to line this up. What's winning?
Yeah, that's it. We now we call a winner. We not necessarily from the list that we featured. We can list a player. We can list a faction. Or just what do we think is going to come away in the top spot right now at this tournament at the Kipper.
So I'm looking at this. So we've got a lot of Knights. We have a good amount of Necrons. We have a lot of. I'm going to go with the CSM winner. I'm going to say Chaos Space Marines are going to win this one. I'm looking at the list right now, and they all kind of want to tango in the middle. There's enough creations of Bile. There's enough. Even like the Black Legion and the Word Bearers.
With the Emperor's Children and 2 creations of Bile, that is.
They're cherry ripe to play that Rumble in the middle game and win.
Night Lords have some cool abilities too, right? To kind of prevent the fallbacks. Is that?
And they're really good at getting like turn 1 charges. If they go first turn 1, you can infiltrate outside your deployment zone. You can move, advance, and charge. And you could really, with 1 or 2 units, you could really shove them down your opponent's throat.
See, for all the same reasons that you were just saying that a lot of the armies are going to be like wanting to fight in the middle, and there's a lot of melee in the middle is going to be happening. I'm actually taking Tyranids. I think Tyranids are going to take it.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to pick against Nids sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm also I'm going to depart. Yeah, I'm going to depart.
6 Blood Angels, Paul. Like there was 6 Blood Angels.
Come on,
you could do it.
I am
going to slam the button.
I was going to say something funny, like I'm going to go so far out of my comfort zone here and pick something else, and then just say Blood Angels. But you have pointed out the obvious. There is a large concentration.
It ruined his joke, Adam, is what he's saying.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry, mate.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It is going to be Blood Angels.
We're going to buy you a big red button that just says for Sanguinius on it, and you can just hold it up. Like a little gong, like you swing it back and just slap the gong and be like, you know what time it is, boys. Bang the gong and move on.
We do got a couple folks. So I mentioned that the gentleman when they posted his list, said he's going to be there, and also Ian Harris says they're going to win. I don't know if they're going to be there or they're just saying
They're going to be there. Maybe a Tyranid player, you might,
Yeah.
Or a Blood Angel player, or anybody.
All right. So the next tournament we're going to be talking about is. Oh, I just lost it.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go. Dragon's Lair Open, Houston, Texas. 55 players, 6 round. I've been to Dragon's Lair. It's a cool store.
Really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, 6 round event. 55 players there. What are we going to see?
For Imperial, we're going to see 3 Sisters of Battle, 4 Custodes, 2 Astra Militarum, 2 Grey Knights, and 3 Imperial Knights. Space Marines, there's a Space Wolf, 2 Blood Angels, 1 Ultramarine, 2 Salamanders, and a Death Watch. Chaos, there's 3 Chaos Space Marines, 3 T-Suns, 1 Death Guard, 2 Demons, and 3 Renegade Knights. Xenos, there's 3 Necrons, 5 Tau. No Orcs, that's sad. Hive Mind, there's 6 Tyranids, 2 Genes they're called. There really is a resurgence of Genes they're called. I know it's only 2 or 3, but that's 2 or 3 more than we've been seeing in all these events. So I'm down for it. And then the Eldari, there's just 2 Harlequins. That's it. So the faction podium is actually Tyranids leading off at 6, Tau in second with 5, and Custodes in third with 4. So the spread is the podium's kind of a throwback to actually earlier on in this edition.
Mm-hmm. It's the This is a throwback to like
March,
April. Yeah, April of this year. This podium would have been exactly where it's at. This is a really strange spread. It's cool. Maybe we haven't been shining a light on the fact that the Eldari super faction is kind of on the decline, but this shows it in really stark relief, doesn't it? The entire super faction
getting away from Harleys. That. Like, oh, Hell of Doom's not a thing. Okay, well, I guess I'm out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Harlequins are just they're the best ones out of all of them by far at this point. They've really risen above them, I think.
Well, we've seen a lot of people who fell out of love with Halo Doom but still love the faction, who've been playing Drukhari but bought a Drukhari, switch onto Ynnari, and they're kind of mashing together two of the best bits of both. I have no idea what you're doing, Dustin.
There we go, caught it. Ha!
Okay,
crazy,
but yeah, we're seeing quite a lot of Ynnari at times, and at times Ynnari is the most populated sub-faction of Eldari. But I feel like they're a lot harder to play than either of the sub factions that they're made of. Like, they're harder to play than Drakari. They're harder to play
Yeah, they are.
than Asuryani.
Yeah, you having to
And so
think about 5 different codexes, you know?
yeah, so many FAQs, so many different psychic disciplines and stratagems. And,
I do want to also point out that Aldari, just for anybody out there, did come second at the Nova Open
I
just a couple
did.
weeks ago.
Mhm.
I
Oh, they
mean,
still have play. They
I
absolutely
mean,
do.
I guess there's don't get me wrong, when you are like going to an event, and if you're focused on just winning, you of course want to line up everything to be as efficient as you possibly can. Maybe hopefully get you through your list, get you through a couple of rounds without having to try too hard or whatever, so you're fresh all the way to the end and go all the way. So maybe that is one reason that people switch a lot of list around. But
Mm.
you know, what we're seeing right now is that there is a churn. Like there is, you can all as long as your list has a little bit of a synergy and efficiencies built into it, you've got a shot at coming away. With a top
Yep.
finish.
Yeah. I mean, admittedly, as long as you're good into either Harlequins or Tyranids, it's very hard to find a list that's good into both because they're such different archetypes. But usually, if you play a list that you're really well versed with, you've got very competent with on what secondaries and what missions, and you're good into Nids, like you can go so deep, like
Yeah.
at all times. So jumping down to the top players in attendance, we've got a couple of ones in the rankings for the USA Southwest, which I believe is the Texas area. First up is Mr. Kit
It is.
Smith-Hanna.
Yeah.
I mean, I am never 100% sure. Like, I'm
No.
getting more confident. I still don't freaking know for sure.
This is an international show, and if anything we've proven is we are bad at international geography, sometimes even national geography.
Yeah, we're not good geography students, all right?
Well,
Sorry.
you guys just decide to use compass points for stuff where you could just, like, make it a region. Like, never mind.
Down.
you-
This is the down region, the down left region of the
It's the
states.
bottom left.
The
It's
bottom
literally the bottom
left.
left.
The
That's
bottom
it.
left.
It's the bottom middle to the bottom left. It's not the bottom right. That's its own thing for some
That's
reason.
its own thing. Bottom right's its own
left.
thing. It's like Florida and stuff, man. It's not the bottom right. This is nowhere near that. Come on. This is bottom left US.
Anyway, there's Mr. Kit Smith-Hanna. He's second in the USA Southwest. He's playing Tyranids, High Fleet Leviathan. This is exactly kind of the list that we would expect to see, but it's got some little variation in there, which I actually adore. He's got a single battalion, a Neurothrope, a Turvagon,
I see where this is going.
27 and 15
There it is.
termagants. Lovely. 5 warriors, 2 units of 3 Zoanthropes, 3 Tyrant Guard, 2 Biovores, 2 Tyranna freaking Vexes with Rupture
Yeah.
Cannon. Yeah, boy. And a Sporocyst.
We saw that
Sporocyst.
Sporocyst get used to great effect over the course this last weekend in Chicago. This list is seemed like a hybrid of several others that we've
Yeah.
seen, but
Mhm.
built into its own thing. Like taking elements from different areas and put it into something new, and I like it.
He's-
Forest is being
yeah.
being added to a lot of these lists now, and it's use it once you see use well, like, oh, that's what it does. I see why people are taking it, and you start throwing it in there. It's good.
How many points is it?
It's not that many. I want to say it's like 130, 140.
Kill a Silent King with Sporemind's points. Who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Disgusting. Yeah, absolutely disgusting. I love this list. It's got the Turvagon package, it's got the double Zoanthrope package, and it's got the I'm getting in
Can
the
we
way
say that
at
on
all
YouTube?
times. The pack.
Yes.
Yes, probably. And it's got this. It's got the Sporemind package. Feel free to say that to your partners later in the day. But this is exactly what you said, Paul. This is like 4 different little 500-point bits that have been on other lists, all slapped together, and Kit's kind of making it his own. I think it's really cool. I like this list a lot. I do agree. I think there has been enough meta adjustments to warrant people to either take out their warriors or go all in on the warriors. I don't think like 2 units of 5, 3 units of 5 is where you want to be with warriors right now. You either take them out, go to the Turvagons, or just go all in on the warriors. Like, oops, 40 warriors, 30 warriors, something like that. Would you echo that, Dustin, or do you think I'm talking crap?
No, I think you nailed it on the head right now too. You either go heavy into the warriors because people are ready to fight warriors right now, but the amount that you can bring, if you can actually lean heavily enough into them, they don't have enough to deal with them. You're in their face in time, then it won't matter that they brought stuff to kill them with. Or you pivot and start bringing things like I'm going to start using like some Yu-Gi-Oh terms here. The Turvagon package, the Sporocyst package. These are things that you actually kind of start adding to these lists to give that extra spice that you'll be able to fight these lists with.
Explain to me the Tyrannofex, bruh. Is this just Why?
If he's got
Huh?
rapture cannons, he wants them to kill big stuff. They're there to kill the knights, man, or other big things. Because those rupture cannons, they do a lot of damage. They're actually, I feel a little underrated. The acid spray is usually what people will go for because it's 2d6 auto hitting flamers. It's ridiculous damage, but the damage on it is actually really good. And it's long range too because it's 48, which is something that nids don't have a lot of. Is long range, like heavy shooting. So it's something like if you fight against like a castle or something, hey, now you can actually shoot it.
Am I right in saying this is a much more patient kind of nid
Oh,
build?
absolutely. Absolutely,
It
is.
It's going to bubble up behind the Termagants. It's going to have a bunch of really potent smites from the Neurothrope and the Zoanthropes, and it's going to be slowing you down with spore mines while it picks you apart with mortals and rupture cannons and bits and pieces. Still, of course, still got the flyrant. Still got a extremely hard to kill Turvagon as well for you to waste some turns trying to pick up.
Exactly.
It's kind of well balanced to do that, to kind of sit back, play a little bit more patiently.
Yeah, I actually like
I hope it does well. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't
What's
say I hope it
next?
does well, but I would like to see. I'd like to see what this list does, and I expect it to do well because it seems like it really nestles in there, right there with the meta right now.
All right, moving on. This is the list I was most excited about from this episode. This is it's a Renegade Knight list, but it is a true old school chaos soup. This is the kind of stuff we see in 7th edition and 8th edition all the damn time. A bunch of great parts of the chaos super faction chunked together to make a beautiful, like, really well thought out and put together list. Starts off with House Vectrix Super Heavy Detachment. 3 units of 2 War Dog Brigands, and then 2 single War Dog Executioners. Then it has Supreme Command of Black Legion with a Baton, and then it has a Chaos Demons Patrol, which is an undivided patrol, which has a Transweaver, 10 Blue Horrors, 2 units of 3 Nurglings, and 2 units of 3 Flamers. So that is premium units from 3 different factions, all chucked together, all getting, funnily enough, it's all getting buffed by, they're all getting the real ones from a Baton, aren't they? Like a Baton, like,
yeah,
give them
it's
rerolls.
chaos. He's like chaos units or whatever.
Yeah, and then it's got Flamer Bombs coming in from reserve, Nurglings to slow you down and get in the way, Blue Horrors to actually like hang out on objectives. He's got the Transweaver, I think, is the walking, I believe is the walking herald for Slaanesh. So you got the ability to do psychic actions and put up banners in your knights list that has a baton. I love it. 2 thumbs up from Adam. I don't know if it's amazing, but I'm so happy to see people.
Sally forth, do it.
I love it. I love it. One word for this list: sexy.
It is sexy.
It is sexy.
It's still got 8 baby knights. It's still got 8.
It does.
So the Blue Horrors, they've got a restriction or something. Can't they just not do something?
They can't do actions. They're not obsec.
Yeah, not obsec, can't do actions. So none of the Nurglings, are the same. They aren't obsec either.
I don't know that if I love that part. I'm curious if that is actually a liability in this.
It's just a really cheap troop. It's one of the cheapest. Actually, it is the cheapest troop choice for demons to bring in by a lot.
He's spending on toys, right? Like there's definitely some actions. There's stuff to get things done on the table to make things happen. But I'm just curious if that limitation on that data slate is actually going to be a limitation to the performance of the army. And I hope that it isn't, because this seems like a fun list to play.
I feel like a lot of people that are bringing the Blue Horrors use them just as a backfield to hold that objective, so everything else can go bleh. They make that noise while they do it because they're demons.
Yeah, I get what Paul's saying though. Like, it's the bottom of turn 4. You need to put up a banner. You're like 3 points behind. If you don't put up a banner now, you're not gonna draw or win the game. And you look down and you got Blue Horrors, and you're like,
well, see it. List like this, I don't think you'd ever want to take something like banners or action based, right? Because you have Knights, Abaddon. You only have 3 things that can actually do actions, and 2 of them. They usually have work to do by burning
they got stuff to do. I do think this is a good list to take psychic secondaries with.
Absolutely.
Because, this is great. Yeah.
No, there are things like, again, we're discussing the list, and the pilot. I never try to second guess the pilot. They've probably figured all this out already and know what their secondary plan is. We're just kind of coming in this flat-footed and playing theory craft. So
you have to express what we think the listeners are probably thinking too, right?
Yeah.
You gotta...
Also, I totally missed this at the start. I didn't tell you whose list this was. This is Kevin McCormick. He's ranked 6th in the USA Southwest, and I did just jump in.
Bottom left.
I was so excited about this list that I totally blessed it up. So thank you very much, Kevin, for writing it. I hope this is a superstar list for you, because this is the kind of stuff I'd love to see. Like, just faction experts getting deep into their books, just being like, what can I stitch together? What abominations
on
have we got
various
in here?
shows about this existing, and this is the first time
exactly.
that we've kind of seen it out there in the wild. So best of luck.
It's like the only faction that can really do this. So I love seeing somebody actually put together like, hey, I'm doing it and this works. Look at all the cool stuff I brought.
And it has been forever since we've talked about this next faction, on the show.
Exactly
it's been
right.
like you were talking about the meta from, March or whatever.
Mhm.
We got a Custodes list. What's happening?
Well, so Custodes came in third on the podium, so I had to take a look and see what was going on there. This is the one that I thought was the best crafted for the meta at the moment, or the one that I thought was the most well-balanced, had a bit of everything. This is Robert Morland. He's playing Sceptis Custodes. He's got Emissaries Imperiatus. I've got no idea what that does. If you're not Shadowkeepers, Chosen, or Solar Watch, I got no idea what your stuff does.
Chat, help us out. What the heck is this?
He's got a single battalion, Inquisitor Codiaz, with the old Coats McGoats. Good stuff. Get him in there. Play some Psychic Secondaries. He's got a Shield Captain on Dawn Eagle and Trajan. He's got 3 units of... I've got the other way around. It's 5 units of 3 Sagittarium, not 3 units of 5. He's got a Vexillus Praetor, a unit of 3 Venatari, and 2x3 Virtus Praetors on their bikes. It's got a little bit of everything. I love that it's got Codiaz in there. I think he offers a hell of a lot of tech.
There's a little bit of everything. It's 5 units. It's the Custodes.
Yep. So I guess the extrapolation point from that was that it's not just Caladius and Dreadnoughts, which is what we've become accustomed to for Custodes through the last couple of months. Has it got 3 Dreadnoughts and 2 Caladius in it? That was the archetype. Is that and Trajan is the archetype. The fact
I couldn't miss that opportunity.
No. Zing away, brother. Zing away. Absolutely. But I like this list. I like this list for what it represents. I feel like this list is what I want Custodes players to be playing. Something like this. It does need a little bit of help. I think it needs some points reductions, or it needs something like an Armor of Contempt level buff, because they're not doing badly on the percentage wise, but just nothing in their faction is just lighting the world on fire. Like they've got nothing.
Well, is Codiaz in here? Is he taken as basically a secondary insurance? Like, does he open up secondaries for this army to do better?
And deny, yeah.
He also has the tax despite work network, yeah. That's the intercept. He has, in addition, once per battle, when your opponent uses a stratagem, this model can use its spy network. If it does, your opponent must spend 1 additional command point to resolve that stratagem, or else it has no effect, and any command points spent on that stratagem are considered to have been spent.
That's annoying in this meta.
It does sound annoying, yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought he was there for a deny, a psychic secondary opportunity, and for that. Because
I'd say that those are 3 things that would be very good to have in there for.
Maybe that's what opens this list back up again. Is like, look, because really, when you're looking at this level of Warhammer 40,000, you are looking at the point capability, especially the format of the tournament too. Like, let's think about it. If this is a win-loss type thing where the number of battle points that you make doesn't matter, then that opens up certain lists. And we don't know I don't know if we know the format of this tournament, but I'm curious if that's the thing. But if you're trying to get the maximum points, you want to make sure that you've got a wide variety of secondaries, because you're trying to outscore Necron players out there. You got to swing for the fences in some of these things. And so I think this choice of Codiaz, what you just outlined 3 or 4 things that model is good at, and that model is not a lot of points, and that model can also go in lots of lists.
That is a very valuable model then too. Victory Lost says they fight first and ignore modifiers to hit and wound. Thank you very much. That actually
beautiful.
That's good.
I like that. I think that's pretty good. Remember what I said about the Warriors not being where you want to be for Tyranid, maybe not where you want to be for Tyranids? 5 units of 3 Sagittarium kill a lot of Warriors. Like hitting on 2s or 3s, rerolling 1s, winning on 4s, taking you to a 5-up save. And then they got the little shotgun, the grenade launcher underneath that can one-shot a warrior if you're within 18 or whatever. Like, there is a lot of warrior hate out there in the meta, as there should be. It's the best troop choice in the game, bar none, hands down, of the last 12 months. Uncontestable best troop choice. Mm-hmm. So, of course, people are going to be coming for him.
So what's taking this event down?
Kevin McCormick.
I was going to say, there's no way that
Destiny. I want that list to smash this event. I'm not sure it will. It's a bit of a hard meta for that kind of a list, but I want that dream to come true.
Do we want to just hand to Destiny? Because
let's just do that. Yeah, I can't.
Hand it. There it is. There you
Can't
go,
go
Kevin.
against that emotion, that
Yeah.
enthusiasm.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break for a word from our sponsors and then come back and do one more event. And then we jump into a segment. It's a palate cleanser, just a reward for hanging out and talking all this like crunchy Warhammer 40,000 stat stuff for a while with a segment we call the Fuego Rapido. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
At Frontline Gaming, we make the best tabletop gaming mats in the universe. Our mats are durable, rollable, foldable, wipeable, and storable. Oh, and they look damn great too. Join the thousands of tournament regulars and garage gamers who use our mats to bring their gaming surfaces to life. To ensure quality, Frontline Gaming mats are custom made one at a time, printed with high quality ink. Our immersive designs stay crisp and are available in a wide range of styles and sizes. So whether you're playing a war game or a skirmish game, whether you're fighting over an alien tundra, fantastical forest, or real-world setting, there's a great-looking battlefield for you. Our gaming mats are printed on extremely durable neoprene backing, so they won't slide around the table, and they're thick enough to stay flat, protecting what's underneath and allowing for slight uneven surfaces. We know from experience that an easily portable gaming surface is just better. Every mat comes with a sturdy nylon zip-up bag for storage and transportation. Whether your next battle is in your home or at the local game store, you'll be able to unroll your FLG mat and get gaming right away. Our products are all made and tested by passionate gamers at Frontline Gaming HQ right here in the USA. It's time to take your battlefield to a new level. Frontline Gaming, champions of tabletop.
We are back. Thanks for watching that word from our sponsors. Go check out that stuff if you haven't already. Look, you're like one click away from the Frontline Gaming site right now,
Close.
where you are right now. Just go and do that. Check them out. Get some stuff. It's where all this free content comes from. So please do. And also, where other content's coming from, SoCal is happening next weekend. I will not be there. I would love, but I am going to be tuning in, watching what's happening.
I'll be doing live commentary. The lovely Dustin will also be doing some live commentary with us. So yeah, full FLG goodness coverage coming from SoCal. It's going to be a stellar event. Hopefully, like off the back of a brand new spicy meta with a lovely data slate G-Dub, if you'll ever get it together and give it to us.
Please?
Yeah.
Listen to y'all. Listen to y'all.
Please.
Please?
Yeah. That event always attracts some top competitors, some great play. Tune in and hang out and watch it, see what's up. We're going to jump to our next event though, which is the Curtonian Total Carnage 2. It's the sequel.
The sequel
from Crediton, England, and I'm supposed to tell you that's from the UK.
Probably London, right?
It's London. Always London.
It's always in London.
It's always in London.
53 players, 5-round event.
Is it just me, or does this sound like the sequel to Flash Gordon or something, or like a Flash?
I was
Gordon
thinking
spin-off?
I immediately thought Spider-Man because of Carnage.
Yeah, that's fair too. Like a late '80s action flick. Catonian
Or
like
a Sega Genesis game, the Maximum Carnage game.
There we go. Yeah, I'd put a quarter in that.
Absolutely, I put a quarter in that for sure. So, quick and dirty stats for this one: the Imperial, we have 2 Custodes, 3 Astra Militarum. Oh my God, 4 Grey Knights and 2 Imperial Knights. Space Marines, we have 1 Space Wolf, 1 Blood Angel, 2 Ultramarines, 1 Salamander, and 1 Iron Hand. Chaos, there's 2 T-Suns, 3 Demons, and 2 Renegade Knights. Heretic Astartes, we got 1 Black Legion, 2 Emperor's Children, 1 World Eater, and 1 Unknown. I guess that means Alpha Legion. I just read that. That wasn't me guessing. That was just me reading it. Xenos is 4 Necro.
Literally, the guy's list did not have any. It had a Baton and then just like a generic-looking Chaos Space Marine list. There was no indication of what Legion it could even possibly be.
Other than Black Legion for the matchup, right?
There.
I guess Black Legion, yeah.
No, he has to play Alpha Legion now. It's the rules. It's the rules, guys. We have a system. No, it's fine.
We have a system with books and everything. Xenos, there's 4 Necrons, 3 Orcs, and 3 Tau. Hive Mind, there's 5 Tyranids, 3 G-Sealer cults. Eldari, there's 4 Drukhari and 1 Assyriani. No Quins. Wow, okay. I just put a boot in my mouth from the last one, which means the faction podium is Tyranids and Chaos Space Marines topping off with 5. Drukhari, Necrons, and Grey Knights in second with 4. And then Guard, Demons, GSC, Tau, and Orcs tied
with
third.
when we get a tournament like this, I wish we had like a graphic, but like a big old Nephilim stamp right on the screen.
Yeah,
Just
seriously.
Nephilim, bam.
Nephilim,
Like that is,
bam.
you know, there. It's I don't want to say it's any given Sunday out there as far as like list goes. You again still those things built in, but when we're looking at the top 16s, top 24s of events, there's a wide range of factions typically there.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Hashtag
right.
lovely spread.
It's lovely spread. Lovely spread. How many factions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 factions make up the podium, and some of those are really like unheralded. Like Drakari and Grey Knights are getting a silver placing on a podium. Like GSC Orcs and Guard making a bronze podium. Like this just doesn't happen. This is just doesn't happen. Whatever suburb of London this is, they got it going on.
Yeah. I need to visit London for some tournaments.
That's right.
Take a guess where Crediton is. I'm going to say Midlands.
I looked it up. It's bottom left.
Bottom left, yes.
Not even joking. Bottom left. Bottom left
This
of
is-
the island of England.
Oh, and see, this is perfect. This is the bottom left show because in BC, it's not bottom left, but it's bottom left of Canada in
bottom
terms of
left.
provinces. There you go,
Bottom
bottom left.
Bottom
This is
left.
the bottom left show, Thursday show.
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
We need a new thumbnail, a new title immediately.
We do. We need to update
Get to work
this.
on that. Okay, good. He's on it. He's got it, guys. He's gonna have it by the end of the show for sure.
Nice. So I love that. Again, the spread of list. I think that's awesome. The players are feeling like they can feel pretty confident they can bring what they want to into whatever that meta is, or this is general tournament meta in general. And let's talk about some of the players we're going to see.
All right, so I've pulled up 2 lists for your viewing pleasure. First one is Stephen Jeffrey. This is Chaos Demons. He's listed
Love
it as
your Demons,
undivided. It listed it undivided, but it is 99.9% Slanesh. He's got Battalion with 2 Keepers of Secrets, Celesk, 5 units of 10 Demonettes. I did it wrong again. 10 Seekers, and then Bellicor. That's the whole list.
Is Celesky or Celesky?
So
Celesky? Who knows? Is I can't remember. Is that the named Keeper of Secrets, or is that the mid-sized?
that's the mid-sized one.
Okay.
It's a Demon Prince. Yeah, it's a named Demon Prince, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
a Demon Prince per se, but it's the equivalent of.
Yeah, it's a Demon Prince equiv. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I was just trying to say, are we looking at the 4 or 5 Monster Mash list here, or
It kind of counts. Celeste
or just a reasonable 3 Monster Mash list? Right?
reasonable 3.5.
Yeah, Celesk is a blender. 200
Yeah.
points, movement 10, toughness 6, 8 wounds, 6 attacks, with a malefic 6 weapons, so 12 attacks. Like they slap. They
And
absolutely
with
slap.
the fact for the Malefic now too, like Malefics, they are good.
Yeah,
We're getting an update in chat. The tournament is 350 miles away from London, and that in your downvoting the people says Demon Prince with the Herald riding, and I think that's the model I was
Yeah.
thinking about.
Yeah.
And then to the gates the first time I think they're watching live. So great! Thanks for tuning in live and hanging out with this chat
Welcome.
community.
Welcome.
So this is a callback list. Once again, as we saw in the previous, this is a bit of a callback to the start of 9th edition, where it was like the Oops all Keepers plus Bellicor. Usually that was 3 Keepers plus Bellicor. Now we've got 2 Keepers, Baby Keeper, and Bellicor. I don't know how you guys feel about Demonettes. I'm really high on Demonettes. I think Demonettes are phenomenal.
No, and then 50 of them though. That's a different
Yeah.
animal. So they
Mhm.
move fast. They got tons of attacks. Great AP. There isn't much that wants to fight them.
They're way harder to kill than you think as well, because they've got a 4-up invuln, like
Yeah.
from range and in melee.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
10 of them requires 10 wounds of damage to go through to kill them. Like there's some stuff we've covered in this same episode, like the freaking assault centurions will just have a giggle and pick up 60 in a turn, but then
I'm
other
glad you
armies
brought up
can't pick up 20.
the demonic save. It's its own thing. It's not a save or something or an armor or whatever. It's its own thing. So it could even be in the right situation even more annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you've got 50 of those, and you're having to deal with the big demons, like Bellicor is no joke. Like Be'lakor
Oh,
is one of those true force multipliers and can
mm.
do some pretty scandalous things on the tabletop.
Scandalous.
Scandalous things. Dude, perfect. The only thing that worries me about this list a little bit is that you've got 3 really expensive big demons, apart from Be'lakor, that are very easy to roadblock. You run into what we saw about the Spore Assist or the Spore Mine army that we talked about in the Houston event. That comes up against this, man, it goes first. Those keepers don't leave their deployment zone. You got no guns to kill Spore Mines. You got smites and combat to kill Spore Mines. It's Spore Mine-esque stuff. I mean, Guard can do the same thing, double moving Guard squads. Bunch of other armies can just shoot out a unit, get in the way, slow you down in perpetuity. And what I don't like is that it's the Khorne side of things that has the easy ways to trap you in combat. I wish Slanesh had that as well, because I don't think the mirror does it anymore. But there might be some other stuff I'm not seeing that gives you the wraps and traps and stuff.
No, I don't think so either. But it's also why a lot of people, not just for the core and like trapping in combat and some of the damage they can do, but it's also because the Bloodthirsters have fly, right? Scarbrand has fly, so they don't need. They can go over these moving block things. Keepers
Scarbrand might be the only one that doesn't have fly.
That's true.
That's true.
He locks things in combat. Sorry, that's what I was thinking about then.
But yeah, what I feel like this means that this list has to do is to deep strike the keepers, right? Be'lakor starts on the table, does the 2 CP, yeet, comes 9 inches away, 2 keepers come down, the game is joined. Which is really cool, starting the game with like 10 seekers, 1 keeper, and 50 demonettes just hidden, and then maybe like Bellacor's as far away as possible with all the minuses to hit, no rerolls and all that junk. Like, it's not a bad build at all. I like it a lot.
Well, I mean, to be fair, chances are, if you're playing 2 Keepers and Secrets with Be'lakor, they're going to deep strike.
Yeah, I agreed.
Oh, fair enough.
First time.
Good call.
And the biggest reason I had this on is it's the very first demons list we've had on the show that doesn't have flamers. And just to show you that they do exist.
They do exist.
Yeah.
Seekers instead.
You said we have one more list from this event.
We do. We have Mr. Tom Madden. He's playing World Eaters, so of course I had to.
Nice.
He's got a wince. There it is. Got him. There's my one for the episode. He's got a Dark Apostle, 2 units of 10 Cultists, 4 units of 5 Berserkers. Hashtag he's doing it right. He's got 10 Terminators that's upgraded to be Red Butchers. So spending all the points, still got the Black Rune as well. And he's got 2 units of 5 Warp Talons. I wish there was a couple of rhinos that somehow you could make some points for some rhinos for the Berserkers, because at the moment, like, this whole army's foot slogging. But my God, am I here for it? Like, wow, this list is awesome.
I saw the Dark Apostle putting in some work, some reps on the table this past weekend, and truly something that you can benefit from, and had lots of powers.
Because it's the Dark Apostle has the transhitment ability, no reroll is going to be on 4s. And it's the Master of Possession that usually brings all the feel no pains and stuff like that, which of course you can't get because you're World Eaters. So he's got the better side of the defensive buffs for the Terminators.
But you get some rerolls as charge, I think, is what is, so there's, again, lots of things that they can specifically do in this list.
Yeah, I like this list a lot. It's very one-dimensional. It's got no gun, like 0% gun.
Yeah.
But for what
no
it
psychers
is,
either. I mean, obviously, if it is World Eaters.
And that's the issue with World Eaters, right? Your band of secondaries gets narrowed because you don't have psychic secondaries, and your band of modes of play gets narrowed because you have no gun, because you take all the Zerkers, you take the Red Butchers because you're doing it right. And so you've got one mode only, and then is that mode going to get you a victory or not? We'll see. Do you know what I'd love to see?
Actually 2,000 points? It doesn't feel like 2,000 points.
It doesn't. Red Butchers are very expensive. I think I think it's a points upgrade for Red Butchers, if I remember right.
I think you're right too.
Yeah. Wow.
Like that could.
There's no way.
Like, it's just 2 CP. Apologies. Yeah,
man,
I thought that as well when I looked at this. It's 4 units of 5 Zerkers, so there is 20 Berserkers there. There's 10 Terminators. There's 10. Yeah.
Well, what's winning this thing? I mean, you could almost like throw a dart at the board here, with as diverse as this folks what they're choosing to bring is.
I really want to see these two. One of the most favorite reasons I did these 2 lists, because I want to see these 2 lists play each other so much. Oh my God, that would just be a dream to stream. Like World Eaters versus Slashy Demons, just mash. It'd be so much fun. I have no idea what's winning this event.
This is tough. I mean, I almost have to say Necrons because they're going to put up a lot of points.
There's 10 factions on the podium. It could be. I'm going to go guard. It's got 3 guard players. I believe.
Whoa.
I believe.
Whoa. All right. Well, I'm going GSC.
Love
Because
it.
there's a lot of them.
Comparatively, yes.
Comparatively, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
All right. I just looked at the math a little bit. I think it's over 1,000 points, or give or take 1,000 points, in just the Terminators and the Zerkers.
That's still
Just
not...
the Terminators and
Respect.
Zerkers is about 1,000 points.
I like that.
It doesn't feel like it's 1,000
Still
points, does
not
it? You're absolutely
2,000
right.
points.
Yeah.
Has he just not listed? Is he just been like,
I
well,
used to be a good math student, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm...
He's just like, I'm leaving space for.
Yeah,
for
I
Angron
don't
when he drops.
need anything else.
I'm leaving. I left 450 points for Angron when he arrives. Just gonna.
He's got a secret Lord of Skulls somewhere in
got
the
a-
back.
yeah. All right.
This is the part of the show where we're winding down. So we have one more segment we call the Fuego Rapido, where we give ourselves a list of topics, typically 4 or 5 topics, where we give ourselves 2 minutes per topic to run down, where the panel just kind of gives our first impressions or hot takes or whatever these topics are. These topics are submitted by friends of the show, listeners. Sometimes we throw one up every now and then, but most of the time we don't have any idea what's here. Sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with Warhammer 40,000. Sometimes it does. But once that clock is stopped, we abandon the topic to go into the next one. Never, ever to return. Maybe next season.
Maybe next season.
We'll
Revisit
see.
all of them.
But this is just kind of a fun thing we do.
It's a mixed bag here. I think you'll get the theme in a minute, Paul.
That's Richard from production that's coming in.
what's up?
We invite production on to read
Hello.
these questions off to us, and then he opens it up to the panel and hits that button, and then we're off to the races.
Yeah, we're racing. Okay, let's start racing. What's your favorite dinosaur? It feels like a 10-year-old question that I would ask in like grade 3. But what's your favorite dinosaur?
Come on, it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That's a cop-out.
I bet someone's gonna pick a Velociraptor though, Paul. Come on.
Nope. Not me. Is it going to be Adam?
Is Ankylosaurus? Is the armored one?
That's the one with the spiked tail or whatever. Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
the
got-
Stegosaurus?
No, Stegosaurus is half of my favorite. The other half is the big armored.
Oh, you like the
armadillo-looking
porcupine one?
guy. No, so it's got armored back with the Bobby Knocker, like 2 maces stuck together. on its tail.
Oh, I actually don't know the full name for that one.
I think you got it.
It's
Ankylosaurus?
Ankylosaurus is what I remember it as a kid. Yeah.
Okay.
Although pronunciation, it's me. Who knows?
You got it. I actually, as a kid, I loved the Triceratops.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Triceratops is boss.
Yeah.
I like that plate
Yeah.
in the front. They just horn people. It's cool.
Now, well, we have a minute left.
Yeah.
I'm gonna what's your favorite Dinobot?
Oh,
That's hard. That's real hard.
Can we pick the one where they're all together? Like the actual combined one? Does
Does
that count?
What
It's not-
name it then?
It's not technically a Dinobot. It's
they
not.
didn't
It's not technically a
combine.
Dinobot. Yeah, they
No,
did.
they didn't combine.
Yeah, they did. They did so.
They did, yeah. Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
you're thinking
They
about Devastator.
absolutely did.
Yeah, Dinobots, they yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay,
Dino-
show me.
Okay.
Show me.
Is there Dinobot? Is there a show called Dinobots, or and what? I'm thinking of there's Grimlock. Me Grimlock
Grimlock.
from
Yeah.
Transformers.
I think
Yeah,
he's
who
thinking
came
of
with the 5? Was there 5 Dinobots? And I thought they transformed.
They don't. They do not combine into anything. They
Really?
bring down Devastator, who combines into stuff. They're pretty good at just jagging other things up.
There was
I
Dino.
swear
There
they
was a
combine.
Dinobot. There's a guy called Dinobot in Beast Wars. That's
Time's
what I
up.
think.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
Okay. What Jurassic Park actor should be involved in the first 40K movie/TV series?
I might have this.
Oh, okay.
Since reading the Siege of Terror, I have fallen in love in the Arkenland character. With the Arkenland character, that guy's hilarious, and Jeff Goldblum would knock that out of the freaking park.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum as Arkenland, done.
I
yeah,
couldn't watch that. I couldn't do it.
That's case closed.
Oh,
Just-
Absolutely not. It's not. I couldn't watch that. That's
that is
Okay,
case
so
closed.
since we
He's
have
the
a
man.
minute, since we have
Oh.
a minute,
Better one
what,
up me then, brother.
what 40K character would go into the Jurassic Park movie series?
Ooh.
Yeah, well, he gave me a minute. I'm gonna figure something out. We're filling
there
this
you
time,
go.
boys.
I mean, you got to think who would be the one to come up with was it? What are they on 5 or 6 ideas for a dino park?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So it's got to be Abaddon, right? It's Abaddon and his 13th Jurassic Park.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's it.
That.
That's so good.
Gonna keep this,
Malcador could stand in for like another Hammond brother. You know, the guy who originally made the park. Yeah, he was in Attenborough. I always
Bile.
imagine like
Bile?
Bile.
Gracious of Bile.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the secret scientist that's making it all happen.
there you go. He's over there with injecting in the eggs and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, he's implanting dinosaur organs in humans for some reason,
Ooh.
and they
There we go.
turned that
Swarmlord
into a
versus-
stupid movie.
Versus the
See,
T-Rex.
that would be a movie to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, but Goldblum is
Bile.
it's just a road too far for Dustin over here.
No, I can't get behind that.
We got to make that happen.
It has to be
You know,
Sam Neill. I
look,
can't.
We might know people.
Say-
We could put some
holy
things
crap.
together.
Dude, Sam Neill as like Malcador would be cool.
Yeah.
That's actually quite good.
Oh.
See?
Quite sensible.
This is gonna be another quick one. Why are dinosaur chicken nuggets better?
Wait, what?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay, no, wait, no, wait a minute. How is a chicken nugget a dinosaur?
What?
I think
If
it's
it's
a
Well,
chicken
technically,
chicken
there's a lot
nugget.
of theory out there that chickens are dinosaurs.
Mm.
Closest. Yeah.
Wait, really? Is that
Dino
legit?
nuggies.
But I'm willing to bet that,
Nuggies.
that this question is referenced into the freezer section.
Yeah.
To where there are chicken nuggets in the shape of dinosaurs.
Yeah. I believe they're called dino nuggies, is what I'm reading in chat.
Oh, so you're talking about somebody that just named dinosaur?
Yes.
What? Oh.
This was an interesting topic this week. I don't know.
Strength to strength.
I don't know that they are better. I think most nuggets are just a vehicle for sauce.
Yeah.
You know what? He's
You're probably
very right there. I think.
Is that the secret to unlocking Paul Murphy, the human? You don't actually love tacos. You don't love burgers. You just love anything that is a vehicle for sauce.
A vehicle
And
for some kind of
those-
hot sauce.
Yeah, and
textures.
those are the two vehicles.
Is
of
there-
preference. That's
is
it.
it-
That's
I
it.
think the question for
Cracked
the
it.
nuggets then is there any nugget that you would eat without sauce, Paul?
A McDonald's nugget's pretty good. I got to give it
Without
to them.
sauce, really?
Yeah.
I did not expect. I was expecting like some high end stuff, not like fast food
No,
McDonald's.
no,
High-end
well,
nuggets?
dude. If you look, I'm not saying I wouldn't order nuggets. at a
Dinosaur
fast-
nuggets I
at a-
consider high end nuggets. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I would order nuggets at a
Premium
fancy
shit.
place. You know, get what you want. There's no rules. You're there enjoying it. Get what you want to get. You know.
Okay.
But Mickey D's got a good nugget. That's all I'm saying.
Fuego.
Not sponsored.
Yet.
What 40K faction is most dinosaur-like?
This is a funny.
Ooh, there actually
this
are
is a
a
funny
couple.
thing.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Crute?
Tyranids.
Yeah, like,
Tyranids?
Tyrion is the one
Crute?
that comes
Yeah.
first to mind, but that's because they're always first to mind for me. Yeah, Crute they're kind of like evolved fish people, right?
I don't know if they're fish people.
Yeah, they're fish people.
They're like
Well,
chickens, right?
Tower.
I think chickens
fish.
was everything chickens and dinosaurs.
But no, the Tau raise fish cows. They are
Yeah.
tuna beef, and then the Crute are the ostrich-like
Yeah.
chicken. I
Chicken
don't know.
people. Chicken people.
Chicken people. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's your chicken nuggets right there. You just cook some towel.
Right. Why are
They're-
Crute nuggets better?
Yeah, why are Crute nuggets
Was
better?
the
That should have been the
previous
question.
I don't know what to tell you.
You know, there's the old ones, which we don't know much
Yeah.
about. Which
So, do we know they're dinosaurs, or we just assume they're
Are they
dinosaurs?
lizardmen? I always thought they were lizardmen.
Yeah. What is the lizardman?
Wasn't there a link? I remember a link.
Maybe the
Who
I
said they were
can't
getting
think
a
of it.
2+ invulnerable save?
The
God,
zones.
the
The
zoats.
Zoats.
The
The
zoats.
Zoats.
Oh, those are
Obviously,
zoats.
it's
Yeah.
the Zoats.
Obviously. Salt,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Well, the
Done.
zoats were diplomats for the Tyranids when that was a thing. I'm not
Okay.
kidding. That's what they
I mean,
were.
They'll try anything on, won't they? They'll try door-to-door sales. They'll try, insurrections. Jeez.
Listen, if there's doors there, they will do door-to-door sales, but there's no doors. They just take the biomass and move on.
Oh, better get some doors.
Get some doors.
Step one, get some doors.
We
that's it.
killed the dino segment. You guys did that amazing.
Killed it.
So this one, Mr. Paul did. He's trying to save the show here.
See,
If you could pick
Segment.
3 items from any character in any universe, what would they be?
dinosaur nuggets.
Oh, Dino Nuggies, I believe.
Dino Nuggies.
So this is, I just put it out there as a thing or whatever, but like what it could be anywhere, any universe, no matter what. It doesn't have to be from the same universe. 3 items. What would you choose?
Like
I mean,
any universe at all?
I mean, I've got a lot.
And don't pick like the Infinity Gauntlet because it has 5 gems in it, and I think that would break the spirit of the rules. Or 6 gems. Sorry.
Okay, so nothing that like gives you more items.
Yes. No. I know. Yes. First rule
There's
of
this is
wishing
like
is
genie
No
rules of
wishing
wishes
for no
here.
more
Yeah.
wishes. Yeah.
I would definitely take. What was the name? What was the name of the main character in Exo Squad? I want his suit. I want his Exo suit.
Ooh, Exo
Okay, that's a
Squad.
good one, that's a good one.
I
Oh,
want
okay.
it. I want it. The main guy, the one with the
I was
wings,
actually-
missiles on the end, two
Yeah.
guns. Yeah.
I was actually going to say Wing Zero.
It's not bad.
all right.
Gun
All right.
itself, and I want Shepard's ship from Mass Effect,
Yep.
Okay.
and
What's the name of that thing? I can't remember what the name of this.
N7.
N7's not the
N7?
ship, is it?
N7 is the ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, well, all that's the.
Okay,
the
what's your third
symbol
item?
for it.
What's your third item?
I haven't picked a second. We gotta let Paul
Yeah, I
have one
know.
first.
Well,
Well, get
We're gonna run out of
in
time.
here, Paul.
Oh no, I hadn't even thought about it.
It's the Normandy. It's the Normandy. Just I
The
can't,
Norman. That's right. Okay, there
I
we go.
can't not let that go through. So go ahead.
Yeah. So something can get it out there like Glamdring.
Yep.
A Gandalf sword.
Oh,
Gandalf sword. Yeah. From the Barrow Downs. Yeah.
Yep.
Sick. That's a good
and
choice.
A Super Veritech from Robotech.
okay.
Specifically Skull One, which will be my midlife crisis car's paint job. by the
That's
way, whatever
fair.
it is.
Yep.
So,
I was good. My second pick is the second Death Star.
The one that's half built.
Yes.
That way he
Cool.
can arrange all the things that he wants. He could like have his
Exactly.
furniture exactly
It's-
where
I
he
can-
wants it.
I
Okay,
can
but
finish
then
building it.
then your other item has to be like the Empire's engineering team. Otherwise, you're just gonna be sitting in space.
No,
half
just
open.
empty. Just empty, mate. Just
Just
leave
empty.
it. Just empty. It's
Look,
fine.
If
It's
the
fine.
sequel showed us anything, while the whole thing was going down, you could just sit in the throne room. You'll just plop right in that little ocean,
Yeah.
and everything's fine. It's like it's very durable.
So I'm in. It's Sergeant Marsh, by the way, in Exo Squad. I'm going to sit on Palpatine's chair in Sergeant Marsh's suit inside the second Death Star, and then what I want to have sitting next to me is
Yep.
the last piece of Cadia, just on the seat next to me, just
Okay.
right there.
Just
Okay.
cause.
Wow.
Yeah, just cause. Yeah,
That's just because it's cinematic. That's no other
That's right.
reason.
yeah.
And I guess the Emperor's chair was more durable than the rest of the
Yeah.
Death Star. Like really.
And my third item will be Scrooge McDuck's vault.
Hey.
Oh snap! That is amazing.
Mm,
That is a great pick.
okay. Okay.
I want the properties to be able to swim through the coins and then just do good things. So-
Yeah.
That's our show this week. I know we went over time with the Fuego, but this has been a fun one. I think what we've seen. Looking at these tournaments week after week after week, we've seen patterns, and the pattern is that it's a better area out there for folks. They have more flexibility to take what they feel like they want. We call the winners, and whatever. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong.
We're never wrong.
But yeah, well, collectively we are right. Individually, sometimes we can make a weird prediction. I won't say we're wrong. We make a weird prediction. But folks are feeling more and more confident to bring what they want to these events. That means the events are getting better. That means the environment's getting more robust and diverse, and it's actually amazing. I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if the meta just tones down a couple of outliers, brings up a couple of the bottom, this is such a beautiful place. And might be just a perfect, 6 months of the game, which could be tied into 12 months, could tie into 18 months. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a beautiful place to be. I love being here, and I can't wait to see more of it.
Seriously, and everybody hanging out in the chat. Thanks for participating. Thanks for hanging out until the end. I know we get a little silly here at the very end, but what else are we going to do, right?
Yeah,
Have a good time.
what you're gonna do is tune into SoCal next week. That's what you're gonna do.
Do it.
All right.
Like, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, please tell somebody to come listen to us. Whatever. Leave a 5-star review. Those comments really help. Love it. We'll see y'all next week. Good night, everybody.
See you, everybody.